What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here of Tobacco Talk Media, and on this video, as the title says, I'm going to be unboxing and looking through the Cigar Humidor cabinet from Xifei. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's open this up and see what comes in the box, what it looks like, and start to go through it. And as usual, I'll give you my input and opinions. All right, take the remainder of this paper off here. And here it is. This is the Cigar Humidor cabinet. As you can see right here, it's got the nice sort of darker oak finish on it. There is on the top here, make sure nothing slides out, glass on the top, as you can see, and then a nice door with a couple of trays in there. And then down here at the bottom, you have got a little drawer for accessories. So let's slide this open. And inside here, we've got a few things. All right, first off, we have got the humidifier, the humidification that you put the beads in, and it actually comes with two of them, one for each of the shelves / drawers. And right there, you can see the clear beads right here that you add distilled water to and humidify. Man, that smells really good. That you humidify the system with gel silica. Get rid of it. And then it comes with the eyedropper so that you can put the distilled water into the tray. So let me open one of these up, and both of these have the beads included with it. So you get 2 packs of the beads, which means you put 1 pack in each of these humidifiers. And there's that. And then let's open the other one up. And so you've got the gel beads there. Whoop. There we go. The gel beads there. And the humidifier. And you just pop this off like such. Put the beads in here in the bottom portion. And then add your distilled water to it. I will do that later. So I'm going to set these to the side for now. There's the second tray. And then it comes with a plug. And you're probably wondering, Tim, why is there a plug? Well, because on the back here, there is a wire, a USB plug. And this USB plug, when you plug it in, it does not manage the temperature or anything like that, but it is for the light that is inside. So I'll show you that in just a second. And then right inside here, as we open this up, take this on out, and you have got either looks like test tubes for a science experiment, or actually what it is a 3-cigar caddy to take with you. And these just pop right off. And there's a little rubber O-ring, as you can see on there, which when you slide it in, makes a nice tight seal, seals in the humidity, so you can take 3 cigars with you or leave them in the humidor, whichever you prefer. So here's the tray. As you can see, the depth and everything on it, probably about 1.5 inches or so tall. Right there, let me slide this in, and then let's look at the inside of this humidor and see what all it's got to offer. So slide that in, and then open up. I don't know if you can hear that. It is a magnetic closure on the door. So I'll hold it up here. Put it on my shoulder. And right here, it is magnetic. And you can hear it close. And let's look at what's inside here. Oh, and then in case you're curious, the little silver button on top right there in the corner, that is the button for the light. So as we look in here, we have got 2 trays. I'm going to call them trays because they have the sides on them. Shelves typically are open on the sides. So we've got one here with plenty of holes for humidity to circulate. And then we have the second one here, which does have the hygrometer built into it. Let's turn it on real quick. Turns on, and it shows that it is at 59% relative humidity and reading at 27.3 degrees Celsius. And again, for these, if you double tap on the power button, it then changes it to Fahrenheit. So there you go. And this one is a little bit taller. If I hold them next to each other, a little bit taller of a shelf, or excuse me, a tray. I just said it backwards. A little bit taller of a tray right there to hold the cigars. And so the larger one with the hygrometer and thermometer is intended to go on the bottom. So we'll slide that in. And the next one goes up on the top. And slide that one in. And we'll close it. And so now I'm going to plug it in, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's lit up. All right, if we look here, I'm going to tap the button. You'll see that there are 3 different colors that the light comes in. So you turn it on once, and you've got a very soft white light. Tap it again. It goes to a cool white light, and the third time goes to a little more in between of a light, not a cool white, but in between the really soft and the like daylight white brightness. And then if you touch it a third time, it turns off. And so that's what the light looks like in here. If you look on the side, you can see that there are handles right here to pick it up, and they are on both sides. So there you have it. So let me put some cigars in here. Let's see how it does. Let's get an idea as to the capacity of it and keep on going. All right, let me show you here. We look right there in the humidor. I do have it fully stocked, and there are 56 cigars in here. You open the door up so you can see inside. Magnetic closure is really nice. And the door does not open all the way 180 degrees. It does a little more than 90 degrees, probably about 100, 110 degrees. And so you can see here with all of the cigars in there on both of the drawers. And as you can see, there's the LED at the top. And when you close it, that's what it looks like inside. So you can see a decent amount on the bottom there. It's not super bright, but I can tell for the most part what is there on the lower tray. So that's how many holds. There are 56 in here, and I have everything from Robustos to Coronas to Toros to Toro Extras. I think there's one Churchill in there. And so just a wide variety of Vitolas in here. So this is rated for, I believe, between 50 and 70. Let me double check real quick. Cigar cabinet. There. Okay, on the box it says 80 to 120. So if you were to put that back down, if you were to completely fill this with petite Coronas and things like that, you could probably get to the 80 to 90-ish range. Like I said, I'm at 56 and it's rated at 80 to 120. There's a couple open spots where I could maybe fit in a couple more and get it at the 60 count mark, but that's what's fitting in it as of right now. So let's go through some pros and cons of this cabinet humidor. One, I do like the touch of the light. Very simple and easy. You can see it changing colors with the glow on my face and shirt. I do like that. That is convenient. It's kind of nice to have the 3 different colors. Not necessary, but it's a nice little touch, just because so many lights now come with different color temperatures and all those different things. So that's nice. The cable for the USB power cable for the light is probably about 5 feet long, so pretty good length. You know, it's not like you need a 10-foot USB plug for it, and with the easily accessible USB ports and outlets that have them and all, that shouldn't be any challenge getting it to plug in wherever you may be. And since it includes the little Edison plug block, makes it even easier. So I like the light. I like the color temperatures. I do wish the light went more back into the unit itself, because it would make it much clearer to see everything on the in the lower tray and see that. Obviously, the hygrometer and the thermometer that's in there, I haven't tested to see accuracy of it, nothing like that at all, but the fact that it reads out both is nice. What I recommend all the time is actually put in a secondary hygrometer and see where they are both at. Some people will take the average of both. Some people go, I know this one is calibrated, so how far off am I? Okay, I'm off by 3% relative humidity, and then get an idea as to what the relative humidity reading for this particular hygrometer is. Thermometers, for the most part, as far as I've seen in my experience, are pretty accurate within a couple degrees, so nothing crazy about that. It's actually 71 degrees here in my studio right now, and the fact that it's reading at 77 is probably because it's been in the box and it was in my house. And so I'm anticipating that it will come down. We'll see. Time will tell on that one. And with all the cigars in there right now, it's reading at 49% relative humidity, obviously because I've had the door open, I've loaded it up, all those different things. So the light is one. Another pro is the size of the drawer for the accessories. I do like that. And it is a separate compartment from the humidor where the cigars are stored. So that part is nice because it's not going to have the ability to leak humidity coming out through this compartment here. There's no felt lining, nothing like that, but I will say the thickness of this is not bad. Compared to others I've seen, this actually is decently thicker. In fact, I'll show you here the bottom where you can see the seams right there. Decent thickness. It's not super, super thin by any means. Actually, I'll show you from the top here because it does have a little bit of a groove to it to match up the boards with the bottom liner part of it. And then you can see right here on the side, this little dot here is a magnet for it, so that way it holds it in once the tray is slid in. And I like the depth of it because it's going to be easier to hold, especially a lot of the Xifei cutters and lighter combos are on the thicker side, and so it'll fit in easy. You won't have to worry about it obstructing or hitting or not fitting or anything like that at all. And it's the full length and depth of the humidor inside. So that part's nice. You can fit all of your accessories in here, cutters, lighters, if you use cigar scissors, whatever it may be. So that part of it's really, really nice. And so let me slide that back in here. And then I really like the handles on the sides. If you need to move it, pick it up, do whatever you need to with it. You can see the handles right there. That's what the back looks like. It is the wood grain as well. And so I like the handles. They're a nice sort of silver, sort of like a brushed satin nickel kind of finish to it, and very nice, easy to grip, plenty of room to fit my fingers underneath and get a good grip on the humidor so I don't risk having it slip out of my hands, nothing like that at all. The aroma is absolutely amazing on this. It smells absolutely just super rich, good aroma to it with the Spanish cedar. And then the glass on top, one of my pet peeves, and you guys have seen me do other reviews, where I take the glass and let me turn the light to there. I take the glass and I kind of try and slide it around and shift around and see if it moves at all. This does not budge at all, which tells me that it's sealed in there well. I don't know as far as the sealing between the boards what that is, but I can tell you by looking at it, and it probably wouldn't be easy to pick up on camera. By looking at it though, it does appear as though there is some sort of glue in between the plate of glass and both sides of the Spanish cedar of the wood and the wood on the outside, which means it may have a complete seal all the way around it, which is going to be even better for the humidity to stay in there. Whoops. And then the front glass does not slide or budge at all, and it is in there very tightly and very nice, and it is wedged between the trim. Let me hold it up and see if I can get it to show up for you guys. So if we open it here, wrong magnet. We open it here, you can see the door here, and this trim piece right here, the glass hugs right up against it and is wedged up against it nice and tight. So that part's nice because the glass, again, probably has a very good seal around it. Now, I'll caution you, as I do with all of my wooden humidors. Wooden humidors are probably the least efficient when it comes to holding on to humidity. Wood is a porous material and humidity will leak out of it. With the magnetic closure, as it gets seasoned and does all that, the wood's going to expand a little bit and it'll probably actually be a little bit of a tighter seal, which will be nice. But humidity is going to need to be maintained a little more frequently and paid attention to more frequently in any wooden humidor. Any of them. It's not just this one, it's any wooden humidor. That's how they go, unless they have like a piano gloss finish lacquer coating on it, which basically seals off all the pores in the wood and the grain of the wood. So it does have the Xifei logo. In fact, the temperature is coming down. It's reading at 75.7 now and 50% relative humidity. And then on the front here, it does have, in the bottom corner, right down here, it does have the Xifei logo. I don't know that that's a big wowie for me. Obviously, Xifei has their branding on it, and as they should, so you know what brand you have. Down there in the corner, just a preference thing. I don't really care one way or the other. But it is actually a little bit of a raised, almost like it's a thin metal plate that's been die cut and put on there and adhered to it. So it's actually a nice touch with the way that it was done. Whether you care for it being there or not, that's how it is. Turn the light off there. So, pros, you heard them. Cons, the light. I wish the light covered more on the bottom tray. That's definitely one of them. And other than that, and the fact that you'll have to maintain the humidity a little more frequently on this than you would, a thermoelectric or another kind of humidor, really I don't have a lot of cons for it. The door hinges seem to be nice and, well secured, all those different things. It's the typical brass hinges that you find on pretty much every single wooden desktop humidor. And then another con, which everybody is probably already saying, Tim, you haven't talked about the capacity. That would probably be the other con on this one for me. It's rated at 80 to 100 cigars, and I've got 56 in here right now. I could probably fit in a few more and get to the 60 count, but it's not at the 80 to 100 mark. Does that take away from the humidor? Yeah, if you're looking to get one that fits that specific capacity, then this would be a downside for you. But in terms of craftsmanship and in terms of how everything is put together, from what I can tell as of now, a really solid unit. And you guys know that I give my honest opinion of it, from the logo on the front to the lighting to all of that. I'm going to tell you how I honestly feel, and from the capacity especially. That's probably the biggest downside and con for me when it comes to this one. But again, it all depends on what size cigars you're putting in it. So if you're interested in checking this Xifei cabinet humidor out at all, then I'll put a link down below where you can go and get it. You can go to their website and check it out there. And many times there are coupon codes available for them. And so go there and check it out and potentially get one for yourself. But if you have any thoughts or comments or questions about this, put them down in the comments for me. Let me know and I will answer them as much as I am able to. And I'm realizing right now I didn't comment on it. There are some rubber foot pads on the bottom of this unit. Let me hold it up so you can see right down there. There are 4 of them, so they cover all 4 corners. So that way you're all set and good to go with it. Another little bit of input and advice: when seasoning a desktop wooden humidor, season it to about 5% relative humidity above where you want to keep your cigars at, and then go ahead and load it up, but make sure it's staying at that humidity for a couple days before you load it up with cigars, and then it will give you the best experience possible. You're setting yourself up for success that way. That way you know the humidity is in there, and then you put the cigars in there, and they will be maintained that way. Again, this does not control humidity. This does not control temperature. The plug on it is specifically just for the light that is inside. But if you've checked this out, if you're curious about it, whatever it is, put some comments down below. Click on the link if you want to find out more information on it. It is definitely an affordable option for a cabinet-style humidor if you're just looking to get into them. But I would recommend, if you're looking for something like this, I would be keeping your cigar collection at probably around 40 to 60 so that you can have different size vitolas in this cabinet humidor. But those are my thoughts on it. You've heard the pros, you've heard the cons, you've heard all of that. Click the link down below if you want more information and to purchase one for yourself. But that's going to do it for this edition of Tobacco Talk, where I reviewed the Xifei cabinet humidor, rated at 80 to 100 cigars and holding about 60 as of right now, just shy of that. So if you want more information, click the link, go from there. But that's going to do it for this review on the Xifei cabinet humidor. And as I say every single time, enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see you.